Searches are up and the add to cart is down. This is one of the most important problem statement that you would come across with. Whether you are a working category manager or you are someone who is appearing for category manager interviews. Now, whenever you come across with such kind of a problem statement, the more important thing is to have a structure to it. The structure will always help you to diagnose all the pointers that could be related to this problem statement, and then you can probably figure out a fix for it. So the first step is that you reframe the problem. By reframing, what I simply means is there is two aspects to it. One is you have add to cart. So either your add to cart is declining, or the second thing is search. So your search could be increasing. So we have to check for both of these line items, and accordingly we have to diagnose the problem. So we will follow a very simple framework for this. The first step is we will verify like if the metric is real or not. The second step is we will segment the drop. The third is we will check whether the demand has changed. The fourth step is we will talk about the traffic funnel. The fifth step is we will isolate and we will prioritize. And finally, we will fix it and we will measure it. So these are the 6 steps on the basis of which we will bring a structure to this problem statement, and this will help us diagnose all the relevant factors that is involved in this kind of a situation. Now coming to the first point, that we have to verify if the metric is real or not. Now a lot of times you will see that the way search is calculated might have changed, right? So search can be considered when a user is writing a particular query and then pressing an enter. The second way to capture search is as soon as the user write few words of the search query, and then it will be captured. So there are different flows like how the search is captured. There could also be a search suggestion feature. Like this can also be firing up a lot of searches. So the first step is to identify any technical related issues or product related issues, right? And all of these parameters will contribute to that. Another reason why your search has suddenly spiked up is there could be a maybe new app version which has released. You have to just identify if the searches are spiking up unnecessarily. There could even be a bot search. So all of this suggests that there is no issue with respect to the demand changing. It is just that a lot of searches are being triggered and the system is measuring those searches. And since your denominator is increasing, your add to search ratio will also decline. The second part to this problem statement is, as we discussed, we have to segment the drop. So we have to identify the drop in add to cart at a city level. You can even check it at a dark store level. You can even check it at a user level in terms of like the new user versus the old users. You can even check this at a app version level, like if it is Android versus iPhone. You can even check it whether it is desktop versus mobile application, or you can even check it at the time of the day, like when specifically this number is declining. And the most important, check it at a category level too, if there is any specific category which is seeing this drop. If the issue is happening at a broad overall platform level, this could be the result because there is any systematic changes, right? So any changes with respect to new product feature or maybe new UI UX changes, or the way maybe the search is measured. But if not, then you have to identify things like whether this is a pricing issue, whether this is a stock issue, whether there is any changes in catalog, or whether there is any changes in delivery speed. So all of these things becomes important once you are able to segment the drop. The third thing that you have to identify is if the demand has changed. What I mean by demand is basically the search. So a lot of times you will find a new user searching on the platform. Now this could be a result of any kind of a marketing activity which might have gone live. There might be a campaign which have been made live. So what happens a lot of times due to this, you will see a lot of casual browsers coming on the category or on your platform. But these are not the real customers of your category, right? So due to this spike in casual browsers, your search will spike and your add to cart is going to decline. Another thing could be a viral or a seasonal query. So a lot of times there are certain things which goes viral in the market and people just come on the platform and searches for that. Now these are always browsers. They are casual browsers again. They are not the real users. So that is why again your searches will spike, but you will not actually see add to cart increasing. The fourth step is basically to understand the traffic funnel. So there are three steps to it. One is customer searches for the product. Second is customer clicks on it. And the third step is customer adds to cart. Right. So we have to identify where exactly is the issue. In terms of searches, you have to get this data of search query and you have to check this data if all the correct products are being shown, or the search query is not resulting any null cases, or there could even be a stock out issue. So a lot of times when customers or user searches for different things, the platform needs to show the things correctly. If I specifically talk about click, so how do you make a decision to click on a particular product? You check the primary image. You also check the pricing. You also check the ratings. And on this basis, you make a decision whether you want to click the product or not. And then for add to cart, you check for reviews, you check for the entire catalog, you check for the delivery speed. So these are the parameters that comes into the picture to decide if you want to add the product to cart or not. You even check for offers, discounts. So these are the ways to nudge customers to add to cart. So we have to identify the traffic funnel and we have to identify like which thing is particularly breaking in this funnel, and accordingly we can diagnose like what exactly is the issue. Also consider any kind of UI UX changes too. So there might be a possibility of any new releases coming up in the application, which is maybe changing this button of add to cart. So this could also be an issue, like why your add to cart has declined. After you check this, now the next step for you is to isolate and prioritize. So a lot of times what would happen is that you will come across with different parameters, right? Why your add to cart has declined. Now you cannot go and problem solve for all those parameters. You have to prioritize it on the basis of impact. Things which are easy to do but low on impact is something that you should not prioritize. You should always prioritize the things which have the highest impact. I'll give you a very small example. So you find out certain search queries where the products are not displayed correctly. So this is a much more impactful thing to solve rather than, let's suppose you find out a small UX change. Now for this you have to get in touch with the product team and it will take a lot of time. But search query is something that you can get it resolved in maybe couple of days. And thus whatever issues that you come up with, you have to prioritize it on the basis of impact and you need to problem solve for it. And the last step is you fix it and you then validate it. So whatever changes that we have prioritized, we have to fix it and we have to see the right kind of metrics if the numbers are improving or not. You might even run some kind of A/B testing on the segment which has been affected to check if the things are actually increasing your add to cart or not. The other thing is, if there is any issue with respect to the searches, you need to check if the searches have become normalized or not. So all the things, whatever you have decided, you fix it and then you validate it. So this is basically a small 6-step framework that you can utilize, be it in an interview or be it if you are working as a category manager in any company. And we have majorly covered all the parameters why this issue can come up. And this framework will actually help you prioritize things. Before winding up, don't forget to check my other videos. You will find a lot of value if you go through those videos. Also, if you are genuinely serious about cracking category management roles, then I have made a very detailed practical course on category management. The link is in the description. You can go and you can check it out. It is a 16-hour content and you will find a lot of value because you will find exact frameworks that a category manager utilizes on a day-to-day level. So don't forget to check it out and don't forget to subscribe to this channel because I'll keep on sharing a lot of such videos in the coming days.